At the end of the day, we have to have his back. We hope that he's around and he's part of what we're going to do this year through his rehab and staying connected with us, because he can come back strong. He is that type of guy that loves the game so much that he's going to do whatever it takes to get back out there on the floor and be himself. And that's what we hope. That's all. That's the confidence that we have. And this is 2.5 years of rehab is tough for anybody, but we're hoping for the best.
Sounds like you had an emotional call with him.
With him, with Bob, Coach Kerr.
But you said there were some tears.
From my part, you feel for a guy that had worked so hard to just get back out on the court and 2 or 3 weeks out, something like that happens. But I think at the end of the day, like I said, you got to have a big picture mentality with this one. It's easier said than done for him going to another rehab, but there's a lot of time left in his career.
Good stuff there from Steph Curry. First Takes, Stephen A. Smith joining us now in SportsCenter. So prior to the Klay Thompson injury, you said that the Warriors were the biggest threat to the Lakers in the West, and things, of course, have changed. We're now less than a month away from the season. So who's the biggest threat with the defending champs there now in the West?
I'm going to say it's the Los Angeles Clippers, somewhat by default. I don't think Denver has gotten stronger. The Houston Rockets certainly haven't gotten stronger, and obviously the Warriors situation is what it is. But when you look at the Los Angeles Clippers, not only did you acquire Serge Ibaka, we like Montrezl Harrell, the reigning sixth man of the year, but he can't shoot from the perimeter the way Serge Ibaka can, and he's not the rim protector that Serge Ibaka is. So as a result of that, you've improved defensively, you've improved offensively, and on top of it all, you still have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Nobody in basketball should be more motivated to show up for this upcoming season than those two, considering the 3-1 lead they gave up to the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. And if you are Kawhi Leonard, remember, they traded all of those picks so they could acquire Paul George, because that's what he wanted them to do. And as a result, they didn't have the assets to get a CP3 in the offseason to upgrade that point guard position, which is something Kawhi Leonard wanted to do. So all eyes should be on him. He should be required to show up. We know he can because he's a two-time champion and a two-time finals MVP. But now, with you in that microscopic spotlight, the way we put LeBron James in there, let's see how Kawhi Leonard responds to that challenge.
Okay, now let's go to the East. And what's the significance of this news today with the Heat agreeing to a max deal with Bam Adebayo?
Well, the significance is that ultimately, it's compromising your ability to go after the Greek Freak. Now, either the Greek Freak has let it be known that he has every intentions of staying in Milwaukee, or Pat Riley in Miami. He said, hell no, we're not taking our chances. We're going to make sure we lock up Bam Adebayo for years to come with the contract that they gave him. Obviously, Bam and the Greek Freak, if I remember correctly, they have the same agent, so he'd have a clue or an inkling about what the Greek Freak was looking to do. Nevertheless, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you're feeling confident that you're going to be able to keep the Greek Freak, albeit there's no guarantee. If you're Pat Riley in the Miami Heat, you were saving that cap space to make sure you could go after him without trying to acquire him via a sign and trade or anything like that. Because they signed Bam Adebayo to this contract, it's going to be significantly more difficult to get your hands on a Greek Freak, assuming that's an opportunity that you'll have.
We will be following the developments surrounding Giannis, of course, for the next month. Tuesdays here on the 6 p.m. SportsCenter, they're very special with Stephen A.
You know what the segment's called? Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
But you know what time it is. Hold on to your seat. You know what time it is. Play that animation for me, please.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. There you go. Get knocked down by a breeze. What does he do? Get Tabasco sauce in his eye. Oh, no, you didn't. Not only can you not play football, you can't act either. Oh, no, you didn't. If you put shorts around your mouth, you're going to have bad breath. All the detergent in the world can't help that. Oh, no, you didn't. That's my list for this week.
I'm just hoping we don't talk about shorts again this week, but we probably will. I got to tell you, each week during the NBA season, Oh No You Didn't was a staple of SportsCenter with Stephen A., but we do it right here on Tuesday. So, Stephen A., take it away. The floor is yours.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Ryan?
Yep,
You ready, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all ready for this week's edition?
The NBA, a pair of max contract extensions set to be announced. Bam Adebayo has agreed to a 5-year deal with the Heat that could be worth up to $195 million. And Brandon Ingram has been locked up long-term, 5 years, $158 million. And now, with free agency largely in the books, the PTI guys offer their assessment.
Happy Thanksgiving, turkeys. Okay, Wilbon, now that NBA free agency is pretty much over, which team made the best move?
Well, Tony, there wasn't a lot of movement, and there weren't gigantic stars who moved, but Charlotte did a good job by getting Gordon Hayward, who they tried to get earlier in his career. Bogdanovich appears to be going to Atlanta. If he had gone to Milwaukee, I would have said Milwaukee, but he's not going there. He's trying to still go to Atlanta. If they can complete that signing. Montrezl Harrell went to the Lakers. The Lakers got better, strangely enough. Ibaka to the Clippers. Nice move. But I'm going to combine some things, Tony. Philly, Morey and Doc got Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Tyrese Maxey, shooters around the studs they already have. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers for offseason everything, even though that doesn't answer the free agency question specifically.
Tremendous shock to anybody who's watched us for any length of time that you would praise D. Morey and D. Rivers. Tremendous. Everybody is drinking right now, waiting
Good.
for that.
Don't get drunk.
I will tell you who made the best move.
Eggnog.
Los Angeles Lakers made the best move. They kept Anthony Davis and they kept LeBron James. You see what happened a few months back when they had Anthony Davis and LeBron James?
Wasn't a free agent. Thanks for playing the game.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Thanks
the best move is the Los Angeles Lakers for doing that. Because they're better than everybody else once again. They are. They're the best
So you
team.
automatically have them repeating based on what they just did?
I just said I think they're the best team, so I would give them the best odds. It's not automatic. It's not automatic.
Best
No.
What are you doing?
No.
You know?
Best odds.
What go to Vegas. Get out of here. Go visit
Me and
Brett.
Uncle Sal. Yeah.
That's it. Eat a lot of turkey, drink a lot of eggnog. We're done. Back to you.
When asked about whether or not the Clippers wanted him back, he said, apparently not if I'm on the other side, so it is what it is, really. Jalen, what do you think about him just coming out and saying that the Clippers didn't really want him back?
I'm going to keep it 1,000. He ruined some of his value by playing poorly in the playoffs. You're going to see a lot of people getting big deals this offseason. The reason why he didn't get a long-term deal is because he was the defensive liability that the Joker continued to take advantage of to the point where they had to take him out of the game. Of course, if the Clippers would have stepped up and signed him to a big deal, or Charlotte would have gave him a big deal, or any team in the league would have gave him a big deal, guess what? He would have signed with that team. He signed with the Lakers because they were offering a 2-year deal, an opportunity to win a championship, and he hopes to replay his value as somebody that won Sixth Man of the Year.
With the Lakers adding Trez, and they had Schroeder, and they had Matthews, Gasol, it really feels like they upgraded, they got better. And you remember last year before the season, we were talking about the Lakers and the Clippers being neck and neck, but when you look at what the Clippers did, it doesn't feel like they're keeping pace. Take a look at what they did, Jalen.
Well, it's not just the Clippers, it's the rest of the league, Jacoby. And you got to look at it from a standpoint almost like a real estate transaction. The Los Angeles Lakers are a storied brand and a franchise that over the history of their team, if you look at some of the all-time great players like Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, none of those guys were drafted by the Lakers. They went to Los Angeles because, number one, it's a terrific franchise, but also because they wanted to be in LA. It's just going to be more attractive than other places across the league. So for the Clippers, who plays in their building, eventually will get their own. They also had a really good offseason, Jacoby. They still have Kawhi and PG and Lou Will. Okay? They did a terrific job of adding Ty Lue as their head coach, re-signing Morris. The Clippers are the second best team in the Western Conference. It's just the Lakers are playing chess right now where everybody else is playing checkers, and LeBron James is doing a terrific job of making it unfair for everybody else to compete.
Well, two things. The one thing that the Lakers and the Clippers have in common is they both have players from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, Paul George with the Clippers, and now Dennis Schroeder with the Lakers. Jalen, when you look at all of the players that the Thunder have acquiesced, coached up, and then lost, what do you think about their strategy this offseason?
You remember when Philly was talking about trust the process? In theory, that's exactly what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing. It's just nobody's giving it to a label to it. But here's what I want to make sure I point out. All of those draft picks, and Sam Presti is one of the best general managers in the game. The Oklahoma City Thunder are cost-cutting, if you ask me. Because if you look at over the last decade, they're not going to draft players better than Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Victor Oladipo, Paul George, Steven Adams, Dennis Schroeder. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They've been the best farm system that the NBA has seen. It's like, okay, Phoenix, we don't mind helping you out. We'll send you Chris Paul after he helped lead us to the playoffs. Wouldn't most teams be trying to keep SGA and Schrader together? But no, they're going to give up Schrader and trade him to the defending world champion. Didn't Danilo Gallinari just get a big deal with the Atlanta Hawks to help them out? Didn't Steven Adams just go to New Orleans to help them out? So if you're an Oklahoma City fan, you're really excited on paper that you got so many picks, but in theory, they ain't trying to win, dog. They cost cutting. They cost cutting.
They are. They absolutely are. Dennis Schroeder is now on the Lakers, and I used to call him Schrader as well, but I think he changed it. But he did like a Robinson thing on us halfway through his career. Now, Jalen, there's another interesting report from the NBA, and that is not just that John Wall no longer wants to be with the Wizards, but the GM, Tommy Shepard, says we have absolutely no plans on trading Wall. What do you think about the GM coming out and straight up saying he can ask all he wants, but that doesn't mean that we have to trade him?
I think this offseason for John Wall, when you've seen as many videos of him playing ball as in undisclosed locations in Brooklyn, it makes the organization look down at his pace salary structure and say, do we want to build around him basically after he's returning from the injury that he's returning after? And while still a talented player, on paper, you got to look at some of the deals that you're being offered. And Russell Westbrook was one of the names that was thrown out there. And for the Houston Rockets, they wanted more in return than just John Wall. If they were going to give up Russell Westbrook, this is a deal that I wouldn't be surprised, Jacoby, if it got revisited. Because for the Washington Wizards, they've decided they're going to build around Bradley Beal. They just gave Bertans a big deal. And so for that franchise, it's going to be interesting to see if Wall starts the season with them or he ends up elsewhere.
Absolutely. I think that Westbrook to Wall trade, it just makes so much sense. They're always talking about trading James Harden. Let's keep the scoring champion. Let's keep the former MVP scoring champion. And let's build around him, and let's get rid of Westbrook, who's definitely more of a problem than James Harden was when it came to their production, especially in the bubble. Now, Jalen, we also have some news from the Celtics. They have extended Jason Tatum, gave him $195 million. They've made some other moves that you can take a look at. What do you think about what the Celtics have done this offseason in their competition in the East?
I think something that I've acknowledged over the last year or so, while Danny Ainge is a terrific GM, he had a chance to cash his chips in the middle of the table, and he overplayed his hand. Of course, Jason Tatum is an all-NBA player that you want to give a max deal to, and Jaylen Brown's an all-NBA player, also a lockdown defender. But when you start losing Al Horford, Kyrie Irving, and Gordon Hayward for no assets in return, now you start to look back at the journey and like, wait a minute, they were in play for Anthony Davis, and what happened? They were in play for Kawhi Leonard, and what happened? And so now who's going to be their starting bigs? When you look at their team, Tristan Thompson, is he going to be the guy that's closing games for the Celtics this year? That is not what you anticipate as they were accumulating assets over the last handful of years.